everybody! Welcome to Dungeons and Drams, a game where some of your favorite whiskey tubers plus Molly, it's not as funny the second time, get together and play Dungeons and Drams, or Dungeons and Dragons. So, let's go around the circle here, square, circle, and introduce ourselves. So, Molly, who are you?
Hi, I'm Molly. I play Daffy Sage Blossom, who is a wood elf paladin, and you can see me on huggingthecactus.com, where I blog about living with diabetes, among other things, such as this fine YouTube channel. That's it, keeping it short and sweet, to the point.
Ed, you've had some fun lately. I want to hear a little bit of, if you can. A little bit. I've been watching your lenses like they're cracked. They're wicked fun to watch. And I was gonna write down the I forget the name of the little wasn't a leprechaun. It was something else that you
like Claricon. Claricon who lives in the condenser of our stripping still. Yeah. Yeah, Stephen Dallas, aka Frisky Shorty. He gives me a real hard time. Makes my job very difficult. But yes, I am Ed, and I'm playing Agnomeio. The gnome. I am currently drinking. Well, actually, I'm drinking. I found a bottle of Tito's that I think we've had for about 5 years now, and because neither Erica nor I drink vodka, and I was like, well, I better start working on this. So I'm drinking Tito's and cranberry.
There you go.
And what Bill was alluding to was I work at a distillery here in Wisconsin. I haven't even announced that on my own channel yet. But yes, so if you're one of my patrons, you can see behind the scenes stuff going on as I distill and ferment and do a lot of cleaning. That's 90% of distilling is just cleaning, and the other 10% is paperwork.
All right.
I feel like we should have had confetti or something for that announcement. That's kind of a big deal.
I kind of wish I had that. I wish I had that all set up. It would have been great. Too bad.
Yeah, but check us out, Dog and Shrub Distillery in Lake Mills, Wisconsin. So
awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for whenever you're able to get any of that stuff available for purchase. So I will make sure.
Yeah, we're working on that. That's my next project. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's great that you're making your own stuff too. Like, I mean, just seeing the little gin. Was it? Yeah, it was your little gin still, the 5-gallon.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Yeah, it's the little 5-gallon pot still. It's so cute. It's so cute. I haven't come up with a cute name for that one yet. Our stripping still I've named Quasimodo, and our spirit still I've named Pagliacci. And if you watch the Patreons, you can guess why.
Awesome. So Jason, what's going on?
What's up, Bill? Good to be back. Those of you that may not know me, I'm Jason C. from the Mash and Drum. I play Alessio Morte. When you're feeling a little dark and not so light, come hang out with me and Alessio. It's a great time. I wear a lot of hooded figures. I do dark things in dark corners. I'm a rogue/elf. I have a lot of weird roguey skills that I love to use, including Misty Step. And yeah, great to be here, man. I'm loving this more and more each and every week. I'm looking forward to it. So, and
awesome. Tonight,
just because I'm feeling extra dark, I whipped out the dark Mash and Drum blend.
Love it. That's pretty sexy.
Yeah,
I like it. I could get my little white marker and just write on mine like WD. I'm special too.
WD.
So Cliffy, what's going on?
Hey guys, doing well. It's hot, as Bubble Bath Bourbon said, here in California. So I am celebrating the first day of summer officially with a pineapple bourbon smash. I used Armida from Barrel as the bourbon. I didn't think it would work, but it actually works really well. It pairs nicely with the pineapple. But my name is Clifton or Cliffy, depending on the night. My channel is Bourbon Bytes, where I do whiskey reviews with a gaming twist. Tonight I am playing Knobolas, the half-elf warlock. So we know that people are after him, and people are getting a little suspicious of me. So we're just gonna keep it rolling along.
Nice. All right, a couple of quick announcements as far as the channel goes. So we have a podcast now because it just is fun to be able to listen to this stuff a little bit more remote. I know I go off on walks with the dog, Which, by the way, for those that don't know, I have a dog named Barley because, of course. And so when I go for walks, sometimes I'll listen to the episode so I can kind of retake some notes in my head or whatever. And having it in podcast form is way better. So feel free to check that out. Appreciate a subscribe. And I'll leave a link down to that in the chat. The description. But let's see. Any other things I want to announce? Anything I'm missing, guys? Y'all kind of hear everything I do. So... All right, I think that's about it then. Cool. All right, well then, without any further ado, why don't we get into our game? So, a little recap here for those who have maybe not joined us every time, or those that just have a short-term memory. When last we left our adventurers, they had spent a little time with Gonathan and recruited him to investigate the Red Sun Inn. Upon entering, they found the inn was infested with demons. A battle ensued, bloated sacks of maggots and fetid gore were spilled upon the ground. Small red chain-wielding demons slung awful puns with reckless abandon, and a 7-foot tall, disfigured creature with a mouth for a hand emerged from a glowing sigil on the ground. The fight ended, and Gonathan proceeded upstairs to find the body of Clarence Rowley, the former owner of the Red Sun Inn, now killed and partially eaten. Gonathan said a prayer over the body and is currently carrying him out of the inn back to the Temple of Uros. We rejoin our party on the main floor of the Red Sun Inn. The creatures you fought have disintegrated into small piles of ash on the floor, the sigil has dissipated, and the air in here still smells horrible. What would you like to do?
Well, what do you do after you murder a bunch of demons?
What do you do after all that besides just sit down and have a sandwich or something?
Definitely an option.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how's everyone's health? Because like I'm not doing the worst, but I'm also not doing too hot. So I wonder if maybe we should take a break or.
I think I would be fine with that. I think we could do with a rest. Yeah. Well, wait. Is night's falling, right? It's almost.
Well, so it's about midday. I would say it's probably close to 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon at this point.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Depends how many more demons we have to fight.
So, and I will remind you guys that although it seems like forever ago, last night you guys did not really sleep. You slept the previous night in the Owlbear Cave. So it's been quite a number of hours since you guys have actually kind of just chilled.
Yeah, maybe we should go to the inn that isn't haunted by murderous demons and have a rest.
Yeah, I can vibe with that.
Yeah, let's get some hit points back real quick. Quick rest, and then we'll figure out what's next.
Okay.
Sounds good.
So you guys are in Alowith Harbor. You've just left the Red Sun Inn. Around you are, some of the familiar buildings: the Tempest Traders, Peerless Potables, Fang and Feather, Drunken Seal. What would you like to do?
Were we gonna go to the Fang and Feather, right?
No, wasn't the Drunken Seal the
I think
one?
It's the Drunken Seal.
Yeah. Oh, the Drunken Seal is the
place.
Yep.
The Drunken Seal has the safe beds. Okay.
Yes.
It does have the safe
As far as we
beds.
know.
Just remember, because last time we were here, we told the guy he murdered Knobolas. So,
Oh no.
Knobolas, you're gonna have to
maybe
pretend to be like your
yeah.
twin brother or something.
Yeah.
I can put on a disguise. Should I disguise myself first?
There you go. Yeah.
Well, your character's not drinking knob. He's not gonna know who you are. So.
True. Okay. I'm gonna disguise myself as just like a beach bum who's like sitting there drinking his tiki cocktail as he walks in. How about that?
Hey, bro. What's up, bro?
I'll go with that.
All right, Drunken Seal it is.
Yep.
All right. You walk into the Drunken Seal, a place you know pretty well at this point, and it's hopping, which is funny because you said that. Seems that many people in town are done for the day and are spending their time and money in the inn. It smells of beer, meat, and there's music and laughter. Overall, people seem to be having a great time. Hey, Daffy. First
Yes.
roll of the night. I'd like you to make a perception check for me.
Okay.
First roll coming out hot. Here we go. Yes.
We've got a 19.
That's
19
good.
will do it. So, you notice him before he notices you. Evandel Oakenrock, one of the most boisterous and a renowned blowhard of the Verdant Knights from your order, sitting at a table and talking to Vutha and Adrian. Vutha looks bored and Adrian looks enthralled, so he's over here. With your perception, you overhear him telling a story. He says, "There I was, back to back with a treant, both of us holding our own against 4 displacer beasts, when I raised my mace to the sky, and..." He looks over your way. He goes, "Daffy! Daffy Sage Blossom!" And he kind of runs over to you. He, before you see a wood elf paladin, not in his armor, but instead in traveling clothes. He stands about 6'3" and has a constant smile across his face and very kind eyes. He's a bit older than you, and much broader shoulders than a typical elf. He pulls a small leather pouch out of his pocket, and he produces from it a smooth, round emerald. It shows no signs of being cut or any indication that it was made by human hands. You immediately recognize this as a Tear of Turasil. When a paladin of the order completes a task with unknown but beneficial consequences, sap will drip from the trunk of the tree in the center of your citadel. In the case of the Temple of the Copper Groves, this is Alda Masil, the Tree of Swords. The sign is rare, but is interpreted by the leader of the citadel and sent to the paladin responsible. Typically by a courier, but this time it's strange. Evandel is no courier. He's a renowned blacksmith and a warrior. He places it in your hand and asks you to take a look through the emerald gem. Do you look?
Absolutely, I love emeralds.
So you've never gotten to see a tear up close before, and as you hold it up to the light of a nearby candle, you see inside there's tiny little bubbles that kind of look like a constellation of a bear. And you realize very quickly it's in the outline of an owl bear. And he looks around to the room. He puts his hand on your shoulder and he says, "Can I have everyone's attention, please? This is Daphne Sage Blossom, a leaf of the Verdant Knights of the Ancients. On this day, I present to her a token to signify her defeat of the blighted owlbear of the Copper Groves, as well as the rescue of Tinbrand Wiggletop. To kill an owlbear is no small feat, but rescuing Tinbrand from an unnatural death is what makes me proud to call her my sister in arms." Everybody in the room is kind of in awe, and they start kind of clapping and cheering for you because they've all heard the story. And they're holding up their glasses, and Evandil looks back at you. He says, "Daffy, please allow me to borrow your sword for the night. I must add sockets to it, as I expect this will not be the last tier that you earn in battle. I'll return it in the morning." Do you give him your sword?
I will, and I'd also just like to mention that I couldn't have defeated the owlbear without the help of my friends here. So I don't want to take all of the credit. I'm a little overwhelmed with everyone clapping and looking at me. So I'm modest about the whole achievement, but also wanting to recognize that they did something too.
So he turns around and he says,
"I burned down a tree. It was great."
I don't want him to know that I'm supposed to protect nature.
He looks at
So
you.
I'm elbowing you furiously.
I love how y'all are also in armor. And I went in as a disguise as some beach bum, so I'm just like this random guy that somehow helped you out with the owl there.
So he does look at you, Agnomeio, and he looks at you. He says, "I would have expected no less." But then he kind of looks out to the crowd and he says, "Everybody, she's as humble as she is beautiful." And he hands his hand out for your sword.
All right, I reluctantly give it over. I don't like to be without it, but at least I have Das Boots. I mean, that's fine.
All right. So go ahead and remove your sword from your inventory, or just unequip it. That's fine.
Okay.
All right. And then he kind of he walks back over towards the group, Voltha and Adrian. And he kind of pulls up a seat and he says, "Now, let me recount to you the time that I once fought 2 Gorillians over a banana. I was walking along in the Copper Groves and came across a crate of bananas on the back of an abandoned wagon," and his story just kind of trails off into the sound of the room. Daffy, roll insight for me.
Sure.
This guy's talking about bananas. What the hell?
I know, this guy is a little bit bananas.
Oh!
That's an 18.
All right. So you could tell that he's embellishing a lot. Nothing that you know makes you think that those animals would travel in any more than a single group. So something's definitely off about his story, but, you've heard such things about him. Anyway, so you now, you can search for Tear of Turasil and add it to your inventory. It'll say Tear of Turasil Owlbear.
Sure.
All right. Anyway, so with that entrance, the night is yours. What would you like to do?
Well, Agnomeio needs sustenance.
Yeah, I was going to go to sleep, but this looks like a party. I don't want to miss it.
I spy sausages. I'm right.
Yes, I could use some sausages.
Passages.
Sausages. All right.
Where do I order the sausages?
The sausages. All right. So the let me see. I can end up showing this to you guys, but yes, there it is. So show to all. So here is the menu of the Drunken Seal Inn. It's very similar to how it was before, except you notice there is a third option for drinks at the bottom called a flight. It costs 5 silver pieces. Oh, sorry, 4 silver pieces. And it's 3 different beers presented in a unique fashion.
I'm having trouble seeing it, and I may have lost Founder.
On your oh, okay. If you need to refresh, then go for it. You have audio and everything, but either way, I mean, it's basically lunch/dinner time. So if you guys would like to eat, then there's food on the menu. So basically, let me know. Are you planning on going right up to bed? Or are you gonna stay around? You're gonna drink? You're gonna talk? You gonna what would you like to do?
I don't know about you guys. I want to eat, drink, socialize. It's the least that we've earned, right? Just an hour or 2 of hanging out.
I like that. Yep.
I'm going to get some jamon. Give me the pork.
All right. So
I want to go talk. I want to go talk to some people in the room and get some information.
Okay. All right. So let's handle it this way. So you guys can you can look again at the menu by going up to, on the top right, you'll see journal entries, and you should see Drunken Seal Inn menu or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Or just Drunken Seal Inn. So if you want to take a look in there. So let me ask. You guys are, whatever you would like to order, just let me know, and then make sure you pay for it out of your inventory.
I want the supper and the flight.
Awesome. Agnomeio?
Yes, supper for me as well. And also wine. I require wine.
All right, there is wine. It's not necessarily on the menu, but there's always wine. There's always wine.
I can smell wine. I know there is wine here. Give it to me.
Are you buying a bottle or are you buying a glass?
Well, it's just me, so I should probably get 2 bottles.
Okay. Are you getting good wine or are you getting like fine wine, like decent wine?
Decent wine.
All right. So 4 silver pieces per bottle. It's expensive.
Okay.
Damn.
All right. Knobolas, you back with us?
I'm back. I don't see the menu though, but I'm back in.
Sure. All right. What would you? Let's see. Let me show this.
You can look at the stream if that helps.
Just
there we go. Okay, perfect. Everything's working great now.
Cool.
All
right. And Jason, do
I
you
definitely want. Oh, sorry.
No,
I was gonna say I definitely want some Snortimer. I got it. No, Snortimer Stout for sure. I got to honor dear Snortimer, which I'm hoping there's a pig by the fireplace, and I really hope that's not Snortimer. But I hope he's not in it. I would like to get a Snortimer Stout, and I'll get the supper too. I'm hungry.
All right. Excellent. Jason, what would you like to do?
I'll have what Nipples is having.
All right. Fantastic. All right. So Hulkum Even Eye, he comes out and he greets you all and he takes your order. And Knobolas, you said that you are disguised as somebody, correct?
Yes, I am. I look like a beach bum.
You look like a beach bum? Awesome. Are you
Yeah.
okay? Totally fine. So he kind of looks at you, says, "Oh, hey, I don't know you, but welcome to my bar." And he takes your order, and after a few minutes, you guys receive your food. You can, there's a free table down at the bottom left if you want to sit there, have your food. And sorry, Alessio, you mentioned that there was something that you might like to do.
Yeah, I just want to talk to a couple of folks and see what the town skinny is. What's happening?
Okay. Who would you like to talk to, and what kind of things are you asking?
Just if there's anything weird that they've seen around town lately. Nothing crazy. We're like
Okay.
walking into we're walking into these buildings and there's just like freaking lit up friggin' symbols on the floor and maggot people coming out of it. Like, I want to know if anyone's seen anything else.
Sure. All right. So why don't you make? Let's see. Let's make a roll for that. Are you trying? Like, are you just questioning? Are you trying to intimidate people? Are you trying to?
Oh, just questioning.
Just talking to them. Okay. All right. We won't make you roll for much of anything. So yeah, just for the heck of it, give me a persuasion roll. I lied. I'm totally gonna make you roll for stuff. Because that's the entire point of the game.
Yeah.
All right, with a 10. So not a big deal. So, I mean, you're dealing mostly with commoners. A lot of people whose their entire night is to sit in this bar and chat. So, you walk around, and let's say that you go talk over here. There's a pig in the room. That's attractive enough. So you walk over and you start chatting with this lady here. I mean, I don't want to RP the whole thing for you. You gotta take part.
Yeah, is that the lead singer of Poison? Who is that?
So that is Adrienne. She is the owner of the Tempest Traders, and sitting next to her is her little pig, Snortimer.
Uh-oh.
Well, this is awkward.
He's sitting down. So yes, for anybody who watched, so this is before Alessio's interlude. So that has not.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, that hasn't
Yep. All right. So
it's
anyways,
it's so Pulp Fiction right now.
it is totally. I thought the same thing actually when we were doing that. I was like, this is like totally Tarantino. Snortimer is sitting by the fire, just kind of warming himself up. He looks very happy. So you talk to Adrienne. She's the owner of Tempest Traders. It's kind of the general goods store in the town, and she hasn't really heard much of anything. She said that there's really hasn't been any traffic coming into the harbor. It's really just been the Mighty Maiden who's been parked for a couple of days or docked for a couple of days. And she said that she's heard the stories of the fight outside of the Tempest Traders, and she did look out the window while you guys were fighting, which was something incredible, but she hasn't heard or seen anything else.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You've seen no customers, no weird customers come into the Tempest Traders?
She says the only customer that she's had was the captain of the Mighty Maiden, just stocking up on rations and asking around to see if there's any people who want to sail on his ship.
Did he lose any crew members? Why is he looking for other people to join him?
That's a really good point, actually. She says that she's not sure, but it's not atypical for people to board a ship and get off where they land. And for a ship to kind of take on new people, it's as much a passage as it is a job.
Okay. All right. Well, nice to meet you, Adrienne.
All right. She says, "Oh, go ahead."
No, go ahead.
She says, "Are you planning on coming to Snortimer's birthday tomorrow?"
That was the plan.
Oh, good. So you've seen the board. Awesome. I'm so glad. All right. Make sure you bring your friends with you. It's going to be so much fun. We've got party games, and Snortimer's going to be there, and he's just the best little piggy.
Yeah, sure he is.
So, okay. Is there anybody else that you'd like to chat with? I know you said you're gonna go around the whole room, but that's a little too broad.
I'm not gonna go crazy. That's fine. I mean, Adrienne, who looked like the '80s, rocker, she was the one I was most.
So
I'm getting a evil Willow from Buffy kind of feel myself.
Yes.
Ooh, I like it.
Oh
Yes. Definitely not Bret Michaels vibes there.
Yeah, I was gonna say
that was the first '80s rock star that jumped in my mind. I don't know why.
So Adrienne...
Fun fact, fellow type 1 diabetic. So just in case y'all didn't know.
I did not.
Oh, there you go.
So I will say Adrienne is roughly in her 40s, her mid 40s. Roll perception for me, actually, just real quick.
Who?
You, Alessio.
Perception. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, with advantage, if you even need it. Yeah. All right. I called it before the roll landed, so yeah. You're real close to her, so that I'll give you advantage on that.
All right. So yeah.
So just roll it again.
Yep. There you go.
All right, real easy. Yeah. So at one point she had her hand on the table. You notice there is no wedding ring, and just the way that she talks about her pig, you get the feeling like that pig is her world. She is the pig version of a cat lady. So
I thought you were gonna say she was married to the pig.
I
There's
know.
a little ring with like a snout on it. It's like a clatter ring, but with two little dots.
Now you're just making me feel worse for what happened in the prequel.
I don't know. Maybe there are hyper intelligent pigs in this world. Whatever.
Yeah, Snortimer hasn't said a word. All right. So while Alessio's talking, so let's get to the flight. So Daffy and I think it was just Daffy said that she wanted a flight, correct? Did anybody else? Okay. So Daffy, as you order the flight, what's his name? Holcomb asked you to go and sit in your chair, and I'm assuming that you do.
Yeah.
All right. So Daffy, you go sit down in your chair. And you wait about 30 seconds before you see a little board balancing 3 large glasses of beer. And it's flying through the air under some sort of magical power. It's just kind of levitating probably about 4 feet off the ground. It's swerving in and out of patrons. It's definitely something sentient. And it flies right in front of you. And it lifts up right above your head. And it starts to tip from one corner to the next. You get the feeling that these beers are going to be dumping towards your face. So the flight is hovering above your face and starts to dump. Can you roll a dexterity check for me?
Yeah.
Let's see if you're able to catch this in your mouth.
Oh, God. Okay, let's see. I rolled a 14.
No problem. The first one, you open up wide and it just pours down your throat and you're able to keep up with it. No problem. All right, roll another dexterity check for me.
Oh, I have to keep doing
They're
it.
getting
Okay.
Gavin drunk.
There's three glasses on here.
And next one is a 13.
No problem. You're able to. So the Snortimer Stout is a little bit thicker than the Imperial IPA. I think Imperial IPA, yeah, and that one goes down easy too. But you're no longer thirsty, and the third one's starting to tip. Go ahead and roll another dexterity check for me, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, you just made it.
Oh no!
No, you're good. The DC was 10. As long as you rolled over 10 each time. So you do this like a champ, and by the second beer, people are definitely watching. It's a fun thing when somebody orders a flight, and people start clapping for you again, and they're just like, man, Daffy, killing it tonight. So you henceforth drain your your flight of beer, and it flies away back into the kitchen.
Wow, can I have my food now because I'm feeling drunk?
No problem. Food comes out shortly after, and you can start eating. So let's see. Agnomeio, you had ordered your wine. Is there anything that you'd like to do?
And pork.
And pork. That's right.
I try not to look at Snortimer while I eat it.
Wine and pork. So you get your food from the window up here, take it back to the table, sit with Daffy, and enjoy the sight of her doing her flight of beer, and just munch away. So are you drinking these things pretty quickly, or are you making it last?
No. I take my time with my wine. I enjoy it with my meal. I can get drunk later.
All right. Well, then no need for a Constitution saving throw. So, Knobolas, what are you up to? I know you placed an order for food, but what would you like to do?
So I got my beer, and I've been looking at this lady with the things on her heads. I think I want to go try talking to her, and I realize I'm still in disguise, so I'm just gonna walk up to her and be like, "Sup? I like your head things."
So,
But every woman wants to hear.
So, as you walk up to the lady with the head things, she is a tiefling. So those head things are horns growing out of her head.
Okay. Thank God.
She's got a red complexion. She's wearing kind of a black cloak, I guess you'd call it. Some leather underneath, and roll perception for me.
All right.
Oh,
15.
A 15. So you spot 4 separate daggers underneath her cloak, all in what look like tactical locations. And as you get a little closer, one of her friends, a man just kind of seems like maybe some muscle or possibly just a close friend or acquaintance, he walks up and he stops you a little close. He stops you abruptly. And he says to you, mind your manners when you're addressing the lady.
Sorry, dude. Then I take another sip of my beer. I was like, where are you guys from here, or y'all just coming visiting?
I guess I would ask you the same question. You approached us. Are you from here?
Nah, dude, I was just walking on the beach and I saw this like tavern thing and it looked super cool, so I just stopped in and meet some cool people.
No cool people here. You should move along.
Oh,
actually, you know what? No, let me give you one. Roll a persuasion for me. Let's see. You've got this dumb. No.
Oh no.
Definitely not. Not with a 6. So no, they say you better move along before you get hurt.
Righteous. And I go grab my food and join my friends at the table.
Righteous.
I think Stoner Knobolas is my new favorite thing.
Awesome. All right, so you head back to the table with your friends, possibly a little defeated, possibly a little, amused.
I'm just embarrassed that I just did that.
And almost perfect time. As you sit down, your food gets placed in front of you. So
Perfect.
You're able to hide yourself behind your beer. All right. Alessio, is there anything else that you would like to do with your night?
I just want to eat and go to sleep at this point.
Okay. All right. So the rest of you end up kind of wasting the night away, sitting at the table. Probably don't stay up too late.
Before we do,
yes,
I want to ask Daffy. Daffy, this Evandel Okencock. How do you know this man?
I believe it is Oaken Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Granite cock or whatever. I don't care. How do you know him? He seems like a braggart.
That is without a doubt a characteristic of him, but he's cool. He's part of my posse back home.
Daffy, did he give you a time frame on when you get your sword back?
In the morning.
It sounded like it would be tomorrow in the morning. So
okay.
If he doesn't, I mean, I've got you guys as my witnesses, right? If he doesn't bring it back, then we can get it from him.
Oh, yes, right. Well, I assuredly think we can do that. Uh-huh.
Your sword will be yours in the morning.
Excellent. All right. One last call. If there's anything that you guys would like to do before you go upstairs to go to sleep. All right. So for an inn for the night, if you guys are each getting your own room, it'll be 3 silver apiece. Or you could do 2 people to a room. If anybody sleeps on the floor, what would you guys like to do?
I mean, we got some nice cash from our previous endeavors. I think we can get it. I'm down for my own room.
Yeah, I'm good with my own room.
Yes.
All right.
I need
Excellent.
space for my hat. My hat gets the bed. I'll sleep on the floor.
Wonderful.
And Bill,
All
you said gold is so there's 10 silver pieces per gold. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and how much is it per night?
3 silver pieces.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep. Sorry, I'm just kind of dragging you guys all up here. Okay, so you guys all go upstairs and you go to your respective rooms, and I'd like you all to give me a group perception check. Meaning that everybody rolls perception, and there's a DC in my mind, and I'm going to average your numbers together.
Ooh. All right, my perception, I got a 12.
I got an 8.
I got a 4.
I got a.
That wasn't great, guys.
That's not great. So
not
a 12, an 8, a 12, and a 4 for an average of somewhere around 8. So, you guys, you're just tired, you know? You miss whatever it was. Now, Alessio,
Damn it.
you've got some business tonight, so although you won't necessarily be going straight to sleep, we will pause for you. So I'd say, unless there's anything last minute that you'd like to do, then this would be the end of your night.
Oh, no, I'm good. I need sleep.
All right, cool. So for anybody listening, this is when the Alessio interlude would start. All right. Agnomeio, you are you're in your bed, you're placing your hat on the bed, you're laying down on the floor, I presume. So
my hat needs its beauty sleep.
Yes, it does. I like to imagine that you find a mirror and you dress up as Noro, and just make sure everything looks just right. But
yes, absolutely. I need to, I got the lint brush, make sure that everything's nice and taken care of, fluff out the cape.
Excellent. All right, and then Daffy, I imagine that as you fall asleep, kind of sleeping off those 3 beers that went down your gullet in about a minute and a half. Every woman likes to hear gullet, but still, I imagine that you don't get a very great night's sleep, kind of feeling a little uneasy about your sword. But
Definitely.
no problems. Like, you still sleep through the night. Knobolas, on the other hand, you fall asleep like any other night. The pillows here are soft, softer than you would think. You lay in bed for a while, eyes closed, and you notice the pillow is a bit warm. You go to flip it over and you feel the underside is just as hot. You open your eyes and see not a bedroom, but a glowing red chamber. As you look around, you see the walls are made of skulls. Your bed has transformed into a rack. Your legs and arms stretched to their breaking points, and the unrelenting heat lapping at your exposed body. The odor strikes first, rotten, foul, with the bite of corrosion amid the reek of death. You turn your head and see the creature, skin like dark leather, stretched near the ripping point over a pointed scaffolding of bone. A horn arcs forward over the head, and the face of this demon is nothing but devious malice. You've never seen this type of creature before, but you know somehow that it's called a babu. It speaks. Do you think the master's gift comes without a price? He wants you to stop running and deliver upon the terms of your agreement.
You said I'm strapped. I'm chained to the bed, right?
So you're actually on a rack. Like, hold on. People are saying I'm. Okay, good. They can hear me.
I think that was before, yeah.
So a rack is like where like people get stretched. Like their legs are tied and the arms are tied.
Okay.
And there's like a wheel you crank and it pulls you tighter and tighter and tighter. So you are on that. You are completely immobilized, completely helpless, and you're being spoken to by this demon.
And I'll respond just like, if he can ever find me.
Oh, that has not been a problem so far. And we've only sent minions so far. So, a tiny quasit, much like the one that appeared in your room, appears within this room, holding a piece of parchment. He clears his throat. You agree that you will pay for all powers you purchase through the services, and that Hell may charge your status of divine grace for any powers purchased and for any additional amounts. He's reading basically a contract, including any taxes and late fees as applicable, that may be accrued by or in connection with your immortal soul. You are responsible for the timely payment of all fees and for providing Hell with a valid payment method for payment of all fees. He goes on for a few agonizing minutes in intricate detail, most of this not really making much sense to you. He ends with, you expressly agree that your use of, or inability to use, infernal powers is at your sole risk. In no case shall Hell, its directors, officers, employees, greater and lesser devils, affiliates, fallen angels, agents, cults, contractors, covens, or licensors be liable for any direct, indirect, accidental, punitive, special, or consequential damages arising from your use of any of the powers or for any other claim related in any way to your use of powers. Sound familiar?
Eat shit.
So
you tell him.
So the babu smiles with a grimace on his face, and the rack spins, and it lowers. You're now laying on your stomach. The process to create your book of shadows. The Babu says the process to create your book of shadows may be unpleasant, at least for you. And you feel the Babu's claws, dripping with acid, draw slowly up the side of your back, traveling from your lower back to your upper shoulders. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Whew, okay.
An 11. You keep your screams inside, and you endure. The claw continues across your shoulders, then back down the other side of your back, and he begins peeling a sheet of skin off of you. Roll another Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
17.
17.
Good. You keep your screams inside, and you endure. Rip. A huge swath of skin is torn from your back. It's handed to another demon, who takes it from the room. Roll one final Constitution saving throw.
All right. Last chance. 18.
Wow, very good. Through blurred vision and excruciating pain, you see what looks like a giant ape and boar hybrid walk into the room and look at you. Everything goes dark, and you wake up in your bed, out of the dream, holding a book. This book is bound in wrinkled leather, with bony plates of darker purple and black. The hefty tome has corners shod in adamantine and a latch of similar material. Its spine is also dark metal, with a short chain and shackle attached to one end. Thick, uneven parchment forms the pages. Turning through it, you see spells for guidance, illusions, and shocking grasp. This is your Book of Shadows. So, yep, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I'd like to store it for safekeeping. I definitely would like to. Now, is this the morning after like we're about to go?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so I tuck it away. I hide it.
You awoke and you were holding onto this book.
Gotcha. So I'll just hide it down in my bag with everything else, and just kind of think about that a bit later. I think I'm still shooken from what happened last night, so I think I didn't get a very good rest.
For sure. So actually, at this point, all four of you can take a long rest. That was a lot of words, yes. All right, so one more thing happens, but I'll wait till you... So actually, it looks like you're all set. So, Agnomeio, you wake up.
Yes.
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Oh, it's bad. I got a 4.
It's bad. You got a 4. All right. So I'll keep that in mind.
Okay.
You wake
I
up.
wake up. I'm like, hello, new day. I am happy to see you. Nothing is wrong at all.
Yes. You feel like maybe that second bottle of wine may have been a little bit lower quality than you were used to, and you wake up with a bit of a headache. All right.
It is not all good.
You are all awake, and you may meet your day. Okay.
Do you want to meet in the lobby area?
Yeah, that'd be perfect. So I'll kind of drag you guys all down there in just a sec.
Oh, I assume I'm still in disguise because that'd be kind of weird if I was Knobolas again. Waking
I
up.
was gonna say you probably would have been in disguise if you. Actually, no, it runs out, right? I'm sure it runs out.
Yeah, I would have put it back on the next morning. So yeah.
Okay.
I would have taken it off when I got into the room and then put it back on.
Excellent. Okay, so you guys all meet downstairs. Actually, let me ask Alessio. So you alone know how last night went. Is there anything about your morning that you want to do or say or anything? Completely up to you.
I alone know how last night went.
Mm-hmm. The little interlude.
Yes.
Agnomeio's going to the bathroom.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I checked to see if they have any fresh-smelling soaps I can use.
I would say it's more like practical soap. You are in the Drunken Seal, after all.
Well, I shall use the practical soap. It smells like utilitarianism.
Fantastic. All right, so do you as you head downstairs. You your face is clean and smells very neutral. So all right.
So I'd like to ask the group. I was going to ask.
I'm kind of taking a look around and see if I can find Snortimer, see how he is.
No signs of Snortimer here. So I mean, it's roughly 8 or 8:30 in the morning or so. You guys were exhausted and you slept a bit later than normal. And the tavern itself is fairly empty. Inside of the kitchen always seems to be working. Hulkum, Even I, and there is a rock gnome working with him, Nibis Wiggletop. Sorry, I always want to say Wigglebottom. Nibis Wiggletop, who is helping to prepare
Wigglebottom's his husband.
Yes,
we don't judge here. It is Pride Month. So. Anyway, so as you go downstairs, Daffy Evandel Oakenrock is I almost slipped there, is waiting for you with your sword. And he walks over and he hands it back to you. No problem. And he shows you on the I guess the guards of the sword, on the sides. There are now 3 small, I guess you'd call it orb-shaped holes. And each one of these looks about the size of the tier of Turasil that you have. He explains to you that you should be able to socket one of those gems into the weapon, and it will give you a benefit. He says in the case of the Owlbear gem, it should improve your resolve, your constitution.
Nice.
So, I'll walk you through the mechanics of that later. Okay. All right. Anything you guys would like to do? Do you want breakfast? Do you want anything?
Sausages.
Sausages.
Always sausages.
I mean, they're right there, but they're right there.
All right. So this morning, there are no flies upon these sausages, as in the past. And Holcomb ends up... Excuse me. He walks over and he actually says, "You guys can have the leftovers. That's no problem." And he says, "Just give me a couple silver pieces. We'll call it even."
Knobolas is down for that.
All right, cool. So you guys eat your fill. It's roughly about 9 to 9:30 now, and that's about it.
Well, I was going to ask the group. So how'd you guys sleep? I slept really well last night. How about you guys?
Not as great as I could have, but don't recommend getting that flight of beers unless you're really ready to drink all 3 of them potentially in a minute and a half.
I slept wonderfully. Waking up was a little bit more difficult.
Might I say, your hat looks extra fresh this morning.
Oh, thank you. Yes. My hat needs a good 8 hours.
I slept pig-tastic. I mean, fantastic.
Beautiful. All right. What would you guys like to do?
Well, does this mean that Daffy gets to upgrade her constitution?
Sort of, yes. So the what do you call it? I guess the mechanics of D&D is something I don't necessarily want to bother going through here in the stream.
Okay.
But I will walk her through setting it all up afterwards. So,
shall we check the board for any new jobs?
Sure.
Well, unless I was mistaken, isn't today Snortimer's birthday?
I think it is.
Oh, it is.
Oh, it is Snorty's birthday. Oh, what wonderful timing.
I know. We should all go and wish the piggy a very happy day of birth.
Absolutely.
What time were those festivities starting?
So they're pretty much an all-day party. So there.
Woo!
So you look at the job board, and it's still basically the same thing that it said the other day. It said, join me this weekend for Snortimer's birthday, and it says 10 a.m. right next to it. So you guys have about a half hour before the party starts.
Eat more sausages.
All right, no problem. So Nibis Wiggletop. I really should name these things and then say them out loud before I bring them on stream. So Nibis Wiggletop comes over. He asks if there's anything else that you guys would like.
Yep. I'll throw him 5 silver for the sausages.
Okay. He actually he takes that money and roll a perception check for me.
Okay. 12.
So with a 12, as he's walking away, you think you saw him put it in his pocket, but you're not quite sure. He may have just been putting his hand there.
Interesting. Okay. I don't care what he does with the money. You can keep it.
So Nibis Wiggletop, by the way, is one of the brothers of Amy and Tinbrand Wiggletop. So
he's also the bartender, right? Like, he wasn't just some random guy that came to our table that escaped 5 coins.
So he is helping to, you guys were in the inn for a little while last night. It's assumed that you might have talked to a few people, but basically
gotcha.
the whole family Wiggletop was here. There's 7 children. The only one missing was Tinbrand, and the 2 parents were here as well, Silmilla and Poburn.
I gotcha.
So.
Okay, let's get out of here, guys.
All right.
Is Evandel Woodensmock going to join us for some sausages?
Wooden smock. Love it. So he actually he will. Yeah, why not? Absolutely. He comes and sits down and he says, hello. He actually asks you to tell him the story of how you defeated the owlbear, which up to you whether you do or not. You don't have to physically tell it, but just...
it is... How does one hunt an owlbear? With stealth and chicanery and might. I don't have any of those, but those 3, they did a very good job.
He says, "Oh, I know. I've actually hunted several owlbears in my time. They're quite easy, actually, for somebody of my skills. Very good to see Daffy coming up in the world and killing one of her own. And you look at the hilt of his sword, and he does actually have 3 gems embedded into the hilt of his sword."
Okay, I was about to question him. I was going to say, where are those heads to those owlbears? But he's got this gems. I'm okay.
What kind of gems? Can he? May I ask him about the gems? Like, how did he earn each one?
Mm-hmm. You can ask him.
Do we want to hear this story?
Yeah.
We've heard enough from him.
So
his pomp and circumstance.
he actually. So when you ask him, make a, let's say insight. Make an insight roll, please.
Mm-hmm. That'll be a 7.
So he looks at you. He says, "Oh, well, Daffy. I mean, you would know that the situation of one acquiring a Turasil is potentially very, very private. And I can tell you one of these is for that story about the gorilla that I mentioned with the banana. Turns out they were rabid, and killing them was quite a feat. It was very difficult. But the other 2...
Wait, they were rabbits? You killed rabbits and you got a stone for it?
Rabid, he says.
Oh, you killed rabid rabbits. I see now.
So he says he actually he looks at you with some disdain. He's roll an insight for me.
All right. 16.
So you would know that many, but not all, of the the Verdant Knights of the Ancients have some disdain for those of you from Hobblehaven, knowing the way that you treat your lands, the mining that you do, the way that you kind of pervert the water into your own machinations, not exactly natural. and so he doesn't have a whole lot of patience for you, but he's showing some restraint.
Well, it's not the first time I have been accused of perversion.
You just say, based off his look. He looks at you very questioning. It's like, all right. And at that point, he excuses himself very pleasantly, and he proceeds to walk out the door. And he says, Daffy, congratulations. I hope that I see you again, and I hope that it is under the same circumstances. And
bye, Evandel Birkenstock.
You swear you see him
I'm
look
just
down
gonna
at
glare
his
at
feet
you.
as he walks away. Yes.
Honestly, Agnomeio, show some respect.
What? Is that not his name? I thought that was his name.
I'm just gonna.
All right, Nibbin's walking away. All right. So let me know what you guys are planning on doing with the rest of your day, because we're coming to a close here. I don't want to necessarily start Snortimer's birthday party at this point in the night, because we won't get through it all. Is that your intent? Is to head to the birthday party?
I believe
or
so.
Is there anything else that
I
you
was
would
going
like
to say,
to
is
do?
there anything? Is there? Well, we left the Red Sun Inn kind of in a hurry to come take a nap and get some rest. Is there anything else we wanted to do while we were maybe, or did we do everything we need to do in there? Because I thought we were going to go upstairs, but I don't know if we ever did that.
Upstairs,
Isn't that when we
where?
had the encounter?
Oh, I thought we
we
had the
didn't.
encounter downstairs at the Red
We
Sun
did.
Inn.
You're right.
So just as a refresher, so you guys had the encounter in the downstairs of the Red Sun Inn. Just by virtue of the episode coming to a close, I kind of hand waved some of it. You guys went upstairs, you retrieved the body.
Okay.
Jonathan did a prayer over the body and then brought it back downstairs. So
Gotcha.
let me just say, so if you sorry, go ahead. What would you like to do?
I mean, I can't think of anything else to do here. We're waiting for the party to happen.
Mhm.
I mean, I feel like eventually we got to get on that boat and sail, but right now we can't yet.
Should we go check with Jonathan? I mean, it's up to you guys. If you guys want to just go to the party, that's cool too. But
No, I mean we have about a half hour. Let's go check with Jonathan, see what's going on with little Tin Turkle.
All right. So as you guys step outside, Agnomeio, make one more perception check for me.
Okay, I'm really good at these.
Apparently.
Oh,
That was
so you had a 19 there.
so
Well,
close.
actually, so a 9 is actually high enough to hear something. Excuse me. So you hear a cracking sound, one you know kind of well. It's the sound of a whip hitting something repeatedly,
Oh, it's a weep.
A weep.
and it seems to be coming from behind the Temple of Uros.
oh god,
Oh God.
Oh.
Well,
is this a Catholic temple? I'm just kidding.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
well, time to go investigate that. What is this weepery
Yes.
that is happening?
So let me.
my brother is here.
First off, let me just ask a kind of a leading question, I suppose. But Agnomeio, so you hear this? Do you share? I would say you're the only one to have heard it. The fact that you rolled so low, it was kind of a faint sound, and you only recognized it based off your familiarity with the sound. Are you telling others about this, or are you taking them with? Like, what are you doing?
I think perhaps you go ahead. I forgot something back at a place. I will catch up with you later, my friends.
Oh,
I forgot a thing somewhere, elsewhere, where you are not. I will meet you later. It's Mortimer's birthday.
All right, completely up to you guys what you want to do.
I still want to check to see what's going on.
All right, are you following him overtly or stealthily, or are you just tagging along? What are you doing?
Yeah, I guess tagging along. Well, I mean, what's everyone else doing?
I don't mind checking in on the situation. I mean, I feel like at this point we kind of stick together.
Okay.
Yeah, if y'all are cool with that, we'll come along.
Oh, no need. It's boring. I need to go get my aftershave lotion that I use sometimes. So I will be back. Do not worry about me.
Yeah. So keep in mind that none of the rest of you heard anything. Take Agnomeio's words at face value. You don't know metagaming is a thing, so try not to do that. He's just acting a little weird, saying that he needs to go get his aftershave, as far as you know.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure. Go get your aftershave, buddy.
I mean, we all know he's a little bit quirky, so if the aftershave means that much to him and his privacy, fine. Who am I to question that?
All right. Okay, so the rest of you heading to Temple of Uros, or what are you doing?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's...
I don't want to keep prompting. Tell me what you're doing.
Well, that's what we were doing. I didn't know for sure what the sound that he heard was related to that or not. If it's not related,
you
then
didn't
yes.
hear the sound. You didn't hear the sound.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that was my idea. Up to you guys.
So we're going to continue on the way because we wanted to go check on Timbrand anyway. So let's go check.
Gotcha.
Okay. So the three of you head to and sorry if that felt a little leading. I'm trying to get you guys to just tell me what you want to do rather than prompting you. But I get that it's we're all new to this. All right. So Agnomeio, you head to the back of the Temple of Uros where you heard the sound coming from. Daffy, Alessio, and Knobolas. You all head to the front and you go in. You talk to Gonathan. We'll get back to that in just a sec. But Agnomeio, as you walk up to the back of the Temple of Uros, you see Timbrand, and he seems to be sweaty and exhausted looking and repeatedly whipping at kind of a stuffed, call it a mannequin, but basically kind of hay-filled imitation of a person. And he's bleeding in a few obvious places. He's bleeding in a few places from obvious whip marks on himself. And as I mentioned, he's sweaty and exhausted. And he sees you come up. And he that almost gives him a little bit extra oomph. And he continues to crack this whip towards the mannequin.
How?
I see you are practicing, young man. But maybe your technique needs a little work. You seem to be hitting yourself as much as you are hitting him.
So, Timbrand clearly has been crying. He's got marks of tears down his cheeks. He's, as I mentioned, he's exhausted. And he says to you, I wasn't strong enough to save Amy. And I need to train to be better. I need to be stronger. I just don't know how to use this.
Why don't I show you? I have a little experience with these things. But let me ask you something first. When you look at him, the little mannequin, who is it you see?
Good question.
I don't understand. I just see a mannequin. I see maybe the owlbear, but I see something I need to kill.
No, my friend. You are not looking to kill. That is not why we do what we do. You understand? You need to know who it is that you are facing. Who is it that you are looking at? Only then will you know how to defeat your opponent. Right now, you are very young, and you think you must be strong, for your family. And I understand that. I was like you once. But rage without discipline is nothing. Rage without discipline, without purpose, it will destroy you. As it almost did me. I don't want that for you, young man.
But how do I learn discipline? How do I protect my family? How do I learn how to use this? Should I get something else? Should I try something more?
No, I think you are doing well, but why don't you and me stay here for a little while, and I show you how it works.
All right. So you spend a while with Tinbrand, who's an adequate student, but clearly hasn't recovered fully from the injuries he's suffered in the Owlbear Cave. And although he doesn't stop when you insist that he does, he continues. He doesn't seem to be picking up on it as much as you would hope.
I tell you what, Tinbrand. You take a rest, okay? You set down the wheat for now. You go be a boy. You've had too much of this fighting and carrying on for now. This is your time to be a child, yes? And maybe half a year from now, I will come back to this place, and we will learn together. But for now, go be with your family. This is not the time to be doing this.
So, Tinbrand feels... Actually, you know what? Make a persuasion check for me. Or persuasion roll for me, please.
Not good. 8 or 9.
So Tinbrand feels defeated. He feels like you're rejecting him. And he asks to keep the whip. He says, I'll train harder. I'll do better. And when you come see me in a half a year, I'll be just like you. I'll be much better. And I'll learn what it is I fight.
I believe you will. But do not let the fight consume you, son. There's much more to this life than running around with a whip, hitting things. You have the opportunity to learn that. An opportunity I never did. I would hate for you to miss out.
All right. So he picks up the whip, and he kind of attaches it to his hip, and he walks back into the back door of the Temple of Eros. And what would you like to do?
I would like to come around back to the front of the temple, and I will pop in and loudly exclaim, "Oh, friends, look, my super secret aftershave lotion was in my pocket this whole time. How silly of me."
Excellent. All right. So, with that note, you guys, that took a little bit of time, but I would say that, long story short, we're ending the episode tonight. When we return, we will be about 10-15 minutes from the start of the Snortimer's birthday event, which I am quite excited about. And yeah, we'll see what that comes to bring. Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight. I hope you had a good time. I hope you drank some good whiskey, and I hope you enjoyed our story. So thank you very much, and I hope you have a great rest of your night. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.